games come thick and fast to the World Cup qualifying campaign as we edge closer to match day number 5. But who did well in match number 4? We've got the latest round of picks coming at ya next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video today. We're looking forward to match number 5 over in Europe, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe and keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, World Cup related, World Football related. We've got it all here on the bloody road. That's right, I'm in deepest, darkest Georgia, the state. Away days for me, of course. Looking forward to a bit of a break with the internationals coming in, of course. But we've got our latest round of picks, and we'll have a look at those in a minute. Of course, a big shout out to the VIPs. They are the Patreons. I do appreciate loving. Thank you for your support. But anyway, let's get into it. Of course, we're going to recap match day number 4 picks, of course, and see how you got on, see how I got on, of course, and then we'll see, of course, the state of play in the prediction league. So here we go then. Of course, let's kick back and have a look at some of the results for match day number 4.1. Of course, we've got the results of 4.2. They'll be tomorrow. I'm actually recording this as some of the games are taking place. So Luxembourg against Azerbaijan, and it was a 2-1 win for Luxembourg, and I got the one bang on point. So fair play to me on that one, as of course we got the one close to the money. Of course, meanwhile, Portugal, well, of course, everything was happening over there, wasn't it? Of course, it was Ronaldo's week, getting his move to United, smashed some records along the way this week's the top goal scoring international football wise, and of course he won the day for Portugal, of course, as Ireland were ever so close to getting to not only a massive win, but they could have held out for a draw, but of course Ronaldo had other plans. 2-1 win for Portugal. I went with a 3-0, not too shabby. Kazakhstan against Ukraine ended up all square on that one. Probably the better point for this one was Kazakhstan, of course. I didn't anticipate a win for Ukraine. You would think that, of course, formerly at the Euros, the Euro quarter-finalists, of course, but Kazakhstan, awkward to play against. The Scottish found out that as well earlier in the campaign. France against Bosnia, also a bit of an upset there. Maybe Bosnia picking up an away day point, 1-1 in the end. I went with a 3-1 win for France. Maybe a lot of off-the-field dramas with Mbappe and co, maybe causing all kinds of problems. Kicking off with the Danes, they beat my boys, of course, the Scots 2-0 in the end. I got the one bang on point. So well done to the Danes, of course. No Eriksson, nowhere near, but a good result for Denmark, and of course kicking on further as they try to edge close to qualifying. Faroe Islands, they got beat by Israel, 4-0. Good, a comfortable win as well for Israel. 1-0 win was my pick. I thought it was just going to go over the line, but unfortunately they went riot. Meanwhile, Austria also squeezed past Moldova, 2-0 where it was the final score. I went with a 3-1 win, so close to the money. Meanwhile, Gibraltar did score at least against Latvia. Did think they would lose, especially on the road. I went with the 1-0 win for Latvia, but it was a 3-1 win in the end. This is going to get a little bit complicated. Can't really see. Montenegro picked up a draw, I believe, against Turkey. I think Turkey were 2-0 up at one stage. I think I went with a 3-0. I can't really see it. There's a bloody thing blocking the image there, but a 2-2 was in the end. Kicking on further, it was Malta. They also picked up a shocker result against Cyprus. 3-0 in the end for Malta. I actually went with the win for Cyprus, so I got that one wrong as well. Meanwhile, Russia against Croatia ended up all square, 0-0 in the end. I went with the 2-0 win myself, and of course, Slovenia against Slovakia in the Battle of the Slows. A 1-1 draw, and I got the one bang on points. So not too shabby for me. What about you guys? Let me know how you got on. But in fact, we have a look at how you got on right here, right now. Of course, we've got the Prediction League, and it's coming at you right here, right now, if we can get to it. Is it happening? Is it happening? There it comes. And slowly but surely. But anyway, this is for this week and this week alone, this match day. Again, I think I said this last time, we've got to speed this sucker up. But anyway, somebody there with my name, Blackburn Overseas, has got 5. I don't even know how many I got, but of course, we'll have a look at the Kingpin. The Kingpin was, in fact, another guy called Blackburn Overseas. He got 8, but Jonathan Liu, Ryan Supreme with a 9 point. But what does that do for the overall situation for the leaderboard? Of course, for the grand scheme of things, starting back from match number 1, of course, we've had a whole host of predictions in here. So far, it's quite an in-depth one. A lot of guys with 8 here, but of course, I think the leader is there with 60. So still a lot of points to be had on here. Of course, look at that DDDDD fella. Also, at the top of the, are we going to get there? We're going to get there very soon. There's Shepherd, of course, big love to the channel, but it's Costas K and Jonathan Liu with 60 points so far, heading into match day number 5. Again, we've got match number 4.2 to come in tomorrow. But anyway, this is the state of play right here, right now. Of course, this is the link that you want to do to get involved for match day number 5.1. It's Cutley /WC 22 Euro. And a quick quick look at the groups then, shall we? Again, the QR code's there. Everything should be in the description if you want to get involved with the next round of predictions. So here we go then, lads. Of course, kicking on forward to have a look at the groups then. Of course, at the moment, it's Portugal and Serbia running away with it in Group A. In Group B, it's live as of right here, right now. Spain have been held by Sweden, it appears. So, of course, nothing changing in there. Group C, Italy also doing well against Northern Ireland. No, Northern Ireland also winning. Of course, Bulgaria and Lithuania are losing. Again, this is live. France, of course, picked up the result against whoever it was, Bosnia yesterday, of course. So just a 1 point for them. But, of course, still 4 points clear of Ukraine. But Finland played a couple of games in hand, so they might be able to close the gap on those. Into Group E, of course, it is live right now. Belgium are drawing with Estonia. Wow, you wouldn't have expected that. Meanwhile, in Group F, Denmark, of course, added to their tally, edging closer to, of course, qualification already. Israel and Austria, of course, putting Scotland in a bit of trouble over in Group F. Into Group G is Turkey at the moment. They are, of course, 8 points on the board there. The Dutch have 7. Did we cover the Dutch game? I'm sure they just played, didn't they? It wasn't a draw. No, it was the Netherlands against Norway. I didn't see that game come through. But anyway, regardless of all that, Croatia against Russia. Croatia up there as well in Group H. Into Group I again, England are playing and they are currently drawing. I think they're playing Hungary as well. Of course, Germany are drawing as well. And this is live. Let's get into the thick of thing, of course, the next round of matches. Let's get to the next round of matches then, shall we? Of course, it will be Ireland taking on Azerbaijan. Now, these matches are taking place, of course, I think it's on Saturday, the 4th of September. Of course, they've never played each other. Of course, it would be the first time. Of course, Ireland managed by Stephen Kenny, Azerbaijan managed by Grubenov. This is taking place over at the Stadium Majo Mitic. I'm not too sure about that. But, of course, heading into this, Ireland have just won once of the past 6 games. Meanwhile, the same can be said for Azerbaijan, 1 win in the past 6. Of course, what are we looking at here? What am I looking at here? We are looking at Ireland, of course, heading into this. That one and only win was against Andorra. Meanwhile, the one and only win for Azerbaijan was against Belarus, of course. Following on from this, of course, Ireland will be taking on Serbia. And of course, Azerbaijan will be taking on Portugal as they head into this, of course. Both of them are in a bit of trouble at the moment in this group. But, of course, what are we thinking about this? Do I have the odds? I probably have the odds. We'll try and get back to it right here, right now. We do have the odds, and I currently see, do I have them? It's very, very hard to see. I've got coming at you. Where are you? I can't even see it. Azerbaijan. I don't know. I would anticipate that Ireland are your favourites on this one. But I'm going to give you my result on this one. I'm going to go with a cheeky 2-0 win for Ireland on this. Let's kick it off forward. In fact, I do have the odds. It's right staring in front of my face. It's staring right in front of my face. I can't even bloody see it. I'm looking at the wrong ones. It's 7-4 for your Ireland. The IFA 11-2 is your away win. That's Azerbaijan. 11-4 is draw. Next, of course, we have Serbia. They're going to be taking on, of course, who are you? They're taking on Luxembourg, of course, who are a different beast these days. Of course, they're not the weapon boys of prior. They played each other twice, of course, heading into this. The biggest win for Serbia over Luxembourg was a 3-1 win. In fact, they scored 6 goals to their 3 goals scored by Luxembourg heading into this. Last time they played each other, of course, was a 3-2 win way back in November 2019. Of course, Serbia's record heading into this is okay. Just 1 defeat past 6. And that 1 defeat was against Japan. Meanwhile, Luxembourg come into this 1-2 at the past 6, of course. Those 2 are victories over Azerbaijan. And, of course, they picked up a good result against Ireland as well, which, of course, caused a bit of concern for the Irish. A quick look at the odds on this one. We're going to try and get it to you quickly off the money. Where are you? Where are your odds? That's Sunday's games. It is 6-1 on is your Serbia, 14-1 is your long shots. That is Luxembourg, and 32 is your draw. I'm going to go with Serbia on this one. 3-0 win to take it to the bank. Next, of course, we have Finland up against Kazakhstan. Let's get into this sucker then, shall we? Of course, they played each other 2 times, according to my knowledge, since 2006. 2 wins out of 2 for Finland, and the biggest win was a 2-0 win, of course. But heading into this, just 1 win in the past 6 games for Finland. On the flip side, just 1 defeat in the past 3 for Kazakhstan. That 1 win for Finland was going back to, of course, that win against Denmark in the Euros, of course. But Kazakhstan's 1 and only draw was against Ukraine, of course, last time around. So they might fancy the chances heading back into this. Of course, I do have the bookies odds on this one. I'm going to give it to you right here, right now. It is, where are you? What did I say? It is Finland up against Kazakhstan. 11-4 on is your, of course, your host. They are your very off favourites. 8-1 is your Kazakhstan. 3-1 is your draw. Finland will win this one for me. 2-0 win. Take it to the house. Put it in the bank and smoke it. Next, of course, we have Ukraine up against France. Let's get into this one then, shall we? Of course, played each other 11 times since 1999. 6 wins for the French, 1 with the Ukrainians, and 4 draws. The biggest win for Ukraine over France. In fact, the only win was a 2-0 win. The biggest win for France over Ukraine was a 7-1 win. Heading into this, though, Ukraine just 1 defeat the past, 2 defeats in the past 4 or 5. The French, without a win in 4 draw, of course, looking a bit of a sloppy performance. Last time they played each other in France, there was a 1-1 draw. Last time they played each other in Ukraine was a 2-0 win to Ukraine, so that was that 1-0 win. Heading into this, of course, Ukraine, their last win was against Sweden, of course, in the Euros. As for France, their last win, you've got to go all the way back to that 1-0 win against Germany at the start of the Euros. It's been a while, so they're having a bit of a post-Euro hangover, of course. So look at the situation in the bookies on this one. What do we have on this? We have 5-1 is your Ukraine. They are your underdogs. 13-8 on is your France, and of course 35 is your draw. I'm going to go with the 2-1 win for the French, even though they're pants. I think they'll bounce back on this one. Next, go to the Faroes. They're going to be taking on, of course, the Danes, of course, in a bit of a Scandinavian, Nordic country clash. Played each other 3 times. It's 1993 wins out of 3 for the Danes. Of course, the biggest win was a 4-0 win. They came into this just 1 defeat the past 5. That 1 defeat was against, who was it? Probably England, wasn't it? 2-1 win, of course, following up for that 2-0 win against the Scots heading into this. Last time they played each other over in the Faroes was a 4-0 win for the Danes. In fact, they scored 4 times against the Faroes at the last 3 occasions since 1990, so they're probably going to be looking to do that one more time this time around. Of course, the odds on this was 60-1 is your Faroes, 10-1 on is your Danes, 9-1 is your draw. I'm going with a 3-0 win, of course, a bit of a conservative on this one, taking into that account. Next, we also have Israel. They're going to be taking on, of course, Austria over in Israel. Of course, the Samiofa Stadium. Of course, played each other 4 times since 1998. 2 wins for Israel, 1 for Austria, and 1 draw. The biggest win for Israel over Austria was a 5-0 win. The biggest win there was a 3-1 win. In fact, Israel have Austrian in as a manager. Of course, so they'll be looking maybe a bit of sweet revenge for the coach there. Last time I played each other, of course, in Israel was a 4-2 win for Israel. That was back in March 2019. Of course, they're heading into this, though. The Austrians have actually won 3, lost 2 of the past 5. The Israelis just lost once of the past 5 games as well. That loss was against Portugal, was a 4-0 heavy loss for them a couple of games back. Meanwhile, of course, the situation in the odds on this one, what do we have? It's 13-5 is your Israel, 11-10 is your Austria, 21-10 is your draw. I've actually gone with the 1-0 win for Israel on this one, of course, to have a bit of a shock, open up the door maybe for the Scots. That's right, who take on Moldova, of course, this coming Saturday. Play each other 2 times in 2004. This match will take place at Hampden Park. Of course, that 2 wins out of 2 wins, 2 matches they played. 1 win for Scotland, 1 draw. Of course, that 1-0 win was a 2-0 win. However, heading into this, Scotland haven't won in 4 matches. Of course, pick up 3 defeats in a draw. Meanwhile, of course, Moldova comes on the back of 1 win out of the past 5, so not too shabby for them. Of course, last time I played in Scotland was a 2-0 win. We'll take that all day long. What do we have on for Scotland? The last win was against Luxembourg way back when. Of course, Moldova's last win was a, what was it? It was a 1-0 win against Azerbaijan, of course. Heading into this, though, what do we have in the odds on this one? I'm sure Scotland are your favourites. We'll have a little sneaky peek look at that one. Where is it? Scotland. I just bloody clocked it. There she is. 11-2 on is your Scots. They are your favourites. 19-4 is your draw. 25-10. 25-1 is your long shots. That's Moldova. Scotland should win. 2-0 win. Nothing fancy, but just enough to get over the line. Latvia take on Norway this coming weekend as well. Played each other 2 times since 1998. 1 win apiece. Of course, the biggest win, the only win for Latvia. The biggest win the other way. A 3-1 win for Latvia. 2-1 win for Norway heading into this. Of course, Latvia coming to this 1-2, lost 2 at the last 4. Meanwhile, back-to-back games without a win for Norway, but they did pick up a result, a draw against the Dutchies last time around. Of course, last time I played in Latvia was a 2-1 win for Norway, so they'll hope to do a repeat of that to maybe get closer to maybe even get Haaland and co at the World Cup. So look at the odds on this one. What do we have on this one? We have 11-1 is your Latvia, 10-3 on is your Norway, 17-4 is your draw. Going to go with a 3-0 win for Norway. Take it to the bank. Gibraltar we'll take on Turkey this coming Saturday, of course, over at the Rock. That's right. These 2 sides never played each other. It'll be the first time, of course, locking horns. Gibraltar coming to this just 1 draw at the past 6. The rest have been defeats. Meanwhile, Turkey coming to this on the back of 4 rough results, a really rough Euros. A lot of hype was behind them, but of course they looked pretty shitty, of course. So heading into this, 8% form for Gibraltar, 33% form for Turkey. Of course, Turkey will be red hot favourites. We've got the odds coming at you, and they are. I've got 100-1 on for Turkey, red hot favourites. 66-1 is Gibraltar, long shots. 20-1 is the draw. Gone 4-0 win for Turkey to take it. Of course, another 3 points in the bag. Of course, the Dutchies take on Montenegro over in probably Amsterdam. We're going to confirm it. It's the Philips Stadion. Of course, it's Louis van Gaal, of course, up against Mudmurdulovic. That'll be the first time that these 2 sides have played each other on the 4th of September. Heading into this 75% form for the Dutchies, of course, back-to-back games without a win, though. On the flip side, Montenegro coming to this with 4 games without a win. Of course, the Dutchies coming to this on the back of a draw against Norway. Montenegro coming to this on the back of the draw against Turkey. So 2 sides have been drawing quite recently. But I'm sure the Dutchies will be favourites. 9-1 on for the victory. 9-1 is your draw. 14-1 is your long shots. That's Montenegro. I'm going with the Dutchies. 3-1 win. Louis van Gaal to get his first first W since his return. Cyprus need to bounce back, of course, following their shambles against Malta. They're going to be taking on Russia over in, of course, the GSP Stadion. Of course, played each other 3 times in 2003, 3 wins out of 3 for Russia. The biggest win was a 5-0 win, of course, but they're coming into this just 1 loss at the past, in fact, 1 win in the past 4 games for Russia. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Last time I played each other in Cyprus was that 5-0 win, of course. So Russia's last win, what was it? It was 3 games back. It was against Finland. It wasn't the Euros. As for Cyprus, they come into this. Their last win was 1 win in 5, was against Slovenia way back when, of course, so no Euros for them. Look at the odds on this one. Of course, I do fancy Russia will probably be your favourites on this one. 8-1 is your Cyprus, 11-4 is your Russia. Red hot favourites, 10-3 is your draw. I'm going with a 2-2 draw in this one. Point split right down the middle. Kicking on further, we have Slovenia up against Malta. Let's get into this one then. Also on the same day, 4th of September. This is Saturday. I played the 4 times in 2002. 4 wins out of 4 for Slovenia. Malta yet to get going. Of course, they come into this on the back of a win, though. They did beat Cyprus. Meanwhile, Slovenia come into this just 1 win out of the past 5 for them. That was a couple of games back. Of course, they beat Gibraltar 6-0. Of course, last time they played each other in Slovenia was a 2-0 win. That was back in June 2017. The odds, what do you have on the odds on this one? Probably Slovenia will be your favourites on this. But I'm going to confirm it for you right here, right now. Slovenia 8-1 on for the victory. 16-1 is your Malta. Can they make it back-to-back wins? And we got 50-2 is your draw. I've gone with the slender win for Slovenia. 1-0 in the house. Move on to the next one. And then finally we have Slovakia, and I believe it's up against Croatia. Let's get into this one. Where is it? There you are, of course. Also on the same match day here. Played the 5 times in 2004. 4 wins out of for Croatia, just 1 draw. The biggest win for Croatia over Slovakia, a 4-0 win. Of course, they come into this just 1 defeat the past 4 games. Of course, that 1 defeat was probably in the Euros, and it was against Spain. Overtime loss. Of course, last time they played each other over in Slovakia, it was a 4-0 win for Croatia. It was back in September 2019, of course. So yes, pretty good form against these boys. Do anticipate it to continue for Croatia, who are going for a bit of a rebrand. 20-19 on, they are your red hot favourites, despite being away team. 3-1 is Slovakia, and 23-10 is your draw. I've gone with a 2-0 win for Croatia to take it to the bank, and that's my picks, boys. Be sure to get the picks, and of course, using the code here, the match number 5.1. We'll be back for some more predictions for 5.2, probably tomorrow. But anyway, that's the state of play. For that, be sure to give the video some love. Smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. Check out the links down below. I'm on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and of course Patreon as well. I'm on the road right here, right now, so things are going to be a bit tight with deadlines and things like that. So make sure you get in quick for your predictions. But that's it, my friends. Be sure to give the video a love, and I'll see you some soon. Till then, we are done.